All right. So, was everybody in the class day for yesterday? So, Manvita, you were not there, I guess. No? Yeah. So, right now, we are in geometry, where initially we started with what is our understanding of different shapes, what are their properties. Sleepy? Okay.
I'm kind of hot a bit.
Okay. I will keep blowing fan throughout the class to make you feel cold. No, I will not do that. I will only teach maths. Okay, coming back to, so we started with understanding of shapes, and that is when we talked about line segment, angles, different types of angles, which one is acute angle, which one is obtuse angle, which one is right angle. Then we went further and we talked about shapes or closed shapes with three sides. That is when we came across triangles and different types of triangles based on sides, based on angles. Then we went further to understand the different properties of shapes with four sides, and that is where we talked about quadrilaterals. So we talked about properties of rectangle, properties of square, properties of rhombus, properties of kite, properties of what else? Kites, property of parallelogram, properties of trapezoid. And then we started to think beyond that. Okay, now we understand the properties of different shapes. What do we do with the property of those shapes? And that is when we started talking about areas of different shapes. So far we have talked about how to find out the area for rectangle and how to find out the area for triangle. In fact, we just talked about area for rectangle and area for square. Do you guys remember that, or nobody is saying yes or no? So you don't remember? What do we mean by area? And how do we find out the area for a square and a rectangle? Loditi.
Hi, sir.
So I was just doing a recap of what we have learned so far. So we are still in geometry, where in the last class we talked about how to find out the area of rectangle and square. Just for everybody to refresh their memories. This is a shape that I am calling a rectangle. Why? Because it has opposite sides same or equal and parallel. So this side and this side are equal and also parallel. When I am saying parallel, here, everybody here, in the class, only thing that we'll talk about will be math. No mosquitoes, no fighting,
Okay.
no gossip, no singing, no dancing. Or even food.
Or no keeping your mouth open, or else
Mosquito will go in. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He keeps on looking at my paper.
oops, I kind of made a mistake.
It's okay. So coming back to this one. So when I'm talking about a rectangle, the property, and I request everybody to keep the videos on. I don't like talking to the screen. I like talking to the kids. Aditi, Mandeep, please keep your videos on. Otherwise I'll become a robot. So here, when I'm talking about a rectangle, what do we know? It's a quadrilateral, meaning four sides, where the opposite sides are equal and parallel. And again, when you say two sides are parallel, meaning they will never meet, meaning the distance between them remains constant. Everybody agrees or no?
I agree, sir.
Okay. So here, when you are looking at a rectangle, we know by the property that opposite sides are equal and parallel. So this side and this side are equal and parallel. Likewise, this side and this side are also equal and parallel. And what we learned in the previous class is, how do you find out the area of this rectangle? So if I call this side as length and this side as width. So area of a rectangle will be area of a rectangle will be length times width. And how this thing came into picture, that also we talked about in the previous class. If anybody in the class doesn't remember how this area of a rectangle becomes length times width, please watch the full video of the last class. You would be able to recall. Yeah? Samnita, okay beta? Yeah? So I'm sure you guys will have some doubt. What do we mean by area? How do we calculate the area? Hey Nate, where were you? You were missed in the class. You're talking to the mute button.
I had different classes.
Okay. Don't worry. Only this week we are doing the adjustment. From next week we'll go back to our schedule of Saturday and Sunday, same time. Okay. So coming back to this one, when you are talking about area of a rectangle, this is the formula that we derived in the last class. How do you say area of a rectangle is length times width? We have derived that in the previous class. Each one of you, whoever is failing to recall how is that arrived at, please watch the full video of the last class. You will be very clear about it. Okay. If there is still a doubt, I'm the person whom you can ask. That okay, I watched the video but I did not understand. Can you explain one more time? Okay. All right. Now, and when we say area of any shape means the space that it takes. This has a smaller area than this guy. This has even a smaller area than this guy, right? A small shape takes less area, bigger shape needs more area, even bigger shape needs even more area. And how you find out how much is the area? This is the formula. So, this is what we learned in the previous class. Any doubt? If I asked you guys that okay, area means length times width. Okay, fine, that's a formula. If I say this is my rectangle where the length is 5 centimeter and the width is 4 centimeter, how much will be the area? How much will be the area? Mandeep, Aditi, Nehit, Nikhil.
Oh.
What? Oh. Yeah, Aditi, tell me.
20.
20 what?
Squared.
Okay. How about you, Nehit?
20 squared.
20 squared what? No, just give it a shot. What do you mean by 20 squared?
20 squared foot.
Where did the foot come from? What is my unit here? 5 centimeter and 4 centimeter. From where did the foot take birth? Now give it a shot. Tell me, Nihit. You are almost there. I'm just trying to make you think.
20 centimeters squared.
Yes. Samanvita, what do you think?
20 centimeters squared.
Mandeep. Mandeep, are you angry with me? You're not talking. Or you don't want to talk. Tell me, what is the area here?
20.
20 what?
Okay.
20, okay. You have to tell me the, see, again, I'll give you the guys the same lame example. If I say I am 5 feet 6 inches tall, you can make out that, okay, this is my height. If I say I am 5 miles and 6 foot tall, what does it mean? How tall you can imagine me to be? 5 miles? Would I have a big enough house to live? Can I have a big enough house to live?
No.
No. So unit is very important. if I say I'm 5 millimeter tall, you can imagine how tall I am. You cannot even see me properly.
Because you would eat them.
Yeah, 5 millimeter will be almost the size of a mosquito. Yeah.
And
Okay. No discussion. No, don't go far. What I'm trying to emphasize here is that unit is very important.
okay.
If I say what is the area, if you say 20, what 20? 20 centimeters square, 20 feet square, 20 miles square, 20. Nihit, stop playing with those attachments. Not good. Mandeep, keep your video on, beta. Nobody is supposed to be off the camera. Okay, so now coming back to this one. So as I said, area means what is the space that shape needs. And I said that okay, area of a rectangle is length times width. So here, this is my rectangle and this is my length and this is my width. So what will be my area? I will not apply much brain here. I will just follow the basic guidelines. Area is length times width. What is my length? 5 centimeter. Put 5 centimeter here. Times width. Okay, times width. What is my width? 4 centimeter. Write the full thing. Don't write 4 and 5. That will not work. Okay. When you write it here, now you know that you can multiply number with a number, right? You all know tables, right? 5 times 4 is 20. 20 is done. Numbers you have multiplied. What about this? Centimeter into centimeter. 1 into 1 is called 1 square. 2 into 2, it becomes 2 square. 3 into 3 becomes 3 square. Centimeter into centimeter will become centimeter square. Mile into mile will become mile square. Okay, so this square is nothing but a representation which says if something is multiplied by itself twice, it becomes square. So same way here, you multiplied 5 into 4, that became 20. How about this? Centimeter into centimeter. Centimeter into centimeter becomes centimeter square. So that is how, lo Naita. Naita, you got...
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
No worries. So you got little late, but you have not missed anything. Don't worry about it. But please keep your video on, beta. That will be better.
My video isn't working.
Not working? Okay. Alright. So we just did a recap of how do you find out the area of a rectangle. That we had done in the previous class also, but some of the kids had some doubt about it. So we just did a recap. Now next thing is area of a square. Area of a square. Okay? And I don't know what is the formula of this one. So your teacher is so stupid that he doesn't know how to find out the area of a square. But your teacher knows the property of a square. What is the property of a square? Who all remembers that? Yes, Nihit.
All sides are same.
All sides are same. Okay.
Same as Nihit.
Same as Nihit. Okay. So you both are square. Nihit and Nikhil are square. Yaditi. And this is called copy paste. Okay. How about Anahita? You want to add something with her?
We classify it as a rectangle.
You can also classify it as a rectangle. Okay. So first thing first. Okay, Asher, let me hear Asher also. Yeah, Asher.
All of them are square. All of them are square.
All of them are
Square. Like equal.
equal. That's what I was wondering. There's only one. You're saying all of them are square. Am I missing something? Okay. So first thing first. When it comes to square, when somebody says what is a square, what will come to my mind is square is a quadrilateral, meaning it has 4 sides. And interestingly, all sides are same. All sides are of same length, and also every angle is 90 degree, and the opposite sides are also parallel. Yeah. This is by definition our understanding of square. Now, like Anahita said, square is also a rectangle. Why? Because my rectangle says the opposite sides are equal and parallel and every angle is 90 degree. So opposite sides are parallel and equal and every angle is 90 degree. So here also see all the angles are 90 degree, opposite sides are anyways equal because every side is equal. So opposite sides are equal any which way. So that means a square has all the properties that a rectangle has. So whatever way we calculated the area of a rectangle, we can calculate the area of a square also. Nikhil here, if you guys keep on getting distracted with everything around you, what you will miss is what you're trying to learn.
Oh.
Oh, surprise, surprise. Okay, coming back to a serious point. So, now we are talking about a square. So, a square also has the property, all the matching properties of a rectangle. Meaning, if I know that area of a rectangle is length times width, I can say, okay, can I borrow this same formula for this also? Yeah, probably yes, because the properties are matching. If let's say, my property and Samanvita's property start matching, meaning whatever I know, whatever I have, let's say Samanvita also has, then you guys will say, okay fine, we are bored of this old guy, now Samanvita can teach us as well, right? Same way here, if the rectangle's properties and the square's properties are matching, then you can borrow the things here, okay? Meaning, if you know the area of a rectangle is length times width, I can borrow the same thing and say, okay, fine. Since they have matching properties, I can use the same thing, length times width here. Now, what is interesting about square is, oh, you have all the sides same. So, if I call this as length and this as width, my length and width are same. So, this will also be called length only. So, eventually it becomes length times not width, length only. So area of a square is length squared. So when I said that your teacher doesn't know how to find out the area of a square, I was saying that I'm tired of memorizing formulas. I don't want to memorize formulas. Rather, I would focus on knowing the properties better and then I can relate. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if this was making sense to you guys, let's try to find out. I have one square, length 5 centimeter, and I have one rectangle with length 8 centimeter, and this is 6 centimeter. I will not say centimeter, I will say inches. And this is also inches. Okay? I'm giving you guys the clue that this is a square and this is a rectangle. When this is square, I'm giving you only one side, that is 5 centimeter. And when this is rectangle, I'm saying length is 8 inches and width is 6 inches. Can you guys find out the area for both of them? Yes, Aditi.
For the square, it's 20 centimeters square, and for the rectangle, it's 48 square centimeters.
Okay, and you know what? I have a very bad request for each one of you. What I say is, follow this always. Read the question, think about it, and then you call Nike, which says just do it. Meaning, first you read the question, analyze, meaning think about it, and then you try solving it. So that is when somebody rushes for the answer, it makes me feel that there could be something wrong. So Aditya, I'm not giving you any clue, but I would want you to review the answer that you gave me. Okay, let's hear Usher quickly. Yeah, Usher.
So the first one is 25 centimeters square,
Okay.
and the second one is 48 centimeters square.
Okay, let's go to Nihit.
The first one is 25 centimeters squared.
Okay. Second one
And
is?
the second one is 48 centimeters squared.
Okay. Stop giving thumbs up, okay? I will make many of you rethink about your answer. Okay, let's go to Anahita.
The square is 25 centimeters squared, and the
Uh-huh.
rectangle is 48 inches squared.
48 inches square. Okay, let's go to Aditi. Yes, Aditi.
I messed up with the first one. It's 25 centimeters.
Square. Okay. How about the second one?
The second answer is good.
Think about it. See, again, I'm not here. I don't take pride in making anybody feel or making anybody go wrong. Or I don't smile because I feel very happy when I see somebody giving me wrong answer. My expectation is everybody in the class gives me the perfect answer. That's my goal. So I would want everybody to relook at their answers. Yanhit.
What's the length and width of this rectangle?
8 inches and 6 inches.
Okay.
Mandeep. Anahita, go ahead.
I think I got my answers correct, sir.
I would still want to say it that yes or no, but I'm not rushing for it because I don't want everybody else to get biased. Because what happens is, as soon as I declare or disclose that okay, Anahita's answer is perfect or Nihit's answer is perfect or Aditi's answer is perfect, everybody will get tempted to say, oh, why to put the effort? Let's hear Nikhil. Yes.
I need to ask you a question.
Yeah.
You can turn a square into a rectangle when you stretch it a bit.
We are not here for that game for sure. We are not trying to do that. What we did was we tried relating the property. Okay?
Oh,
We just tried relating the property and then so that we can borrow the formula for the area of rectangle to area of square. Okay.
okay.
We are not stretching or squeezing. Okay, right now.
Oh.
So now you have to tell me the area. Areas. Guys, stop playing with emojis. I see so many emojis flying on the screen. That is not good. Please stop playing with emojis or else I'll start singing a song. Anika, any thoughts? Tell me your thoughts. So Nikhil told me that you want to stretch. I'm saying no, don't stretch. Now treat square as a square and tell me what will be the area. Treat rectangle as a rectangle. Tell me what is the area.
Maybe 25 or something.
Maybe there's nothing called maybe. Maybe is not a word in math.
Oh.
In math you have a yes or no answer.
Oops.
Oopsie baby.
I'm stupid.
Okay. Alright. So now let's come back to how your teacher would solve it, right? I mean, you guys want to check. And Samandita, you can tell me the answer better. What will be your answer?
The same.
Same as whom? I got 2-3 different types of answers. Okay, so now watch me do the magic. I am wiping off everybody's answer because I don't want to get biased by any answer. Okay. Now look at this. So Riyaz, you joined a little late. We are just doing a recap of what we did in the previous class. Okay. So we are trying to relate to we are just trying to check how much we are aware with respect to finding out the area of rectangle in the square. Okay. Now I said that this is a square and I gave only one side. And I said this is a rectangle and I gave two sides, length and width. The thing that we need to always question ourselves before we try solving a problem is, do I have all the required information for solving it? Square and rectangle look similar, so we can apply the same formula. So here when I look at this square, I would need length and width. But length and width are same in the case of a square. All the sides are same. So basically if I have one side, that tells me that okay, every side is 5 centimeter only. So if I treat this as length and this as width, I have both the information. Okay?
Okay.
So if I have to find out the area of this guy, length square or length into width, whatever you call it, 5 into 5. So 5 centimeter into 5 centimeter. 5 and 5 when you multiply it becomes 25. Centimeter into centimeter becomes centimeter square. So 25 centimeter square. Most of you got it. Now when you look at the rectangle, again the area is length times width. So length, if you want to be very explicit, write it like a story. Length into width. Okay. This is the formula we have learned and we are just applying it. What is my length? 8 inches. What is my width? 6 inches. So when you write it in black and white, I mean you cannot write it in white because if you write in white, nothing will be visible here on the board. So what I'm saying is if you write it very clearly, you see that okay, 8 and 6 you can multiply, 48. I have inches and into inches. Inches into inches will become inches square. So everybody who got 48 inches square got it right. Whoever did not get inches square was because of an oversight. And that is what I was alluding to. I was saying that when you look at your calculation, don't overlook anything. If anybody said 48 centimeters square, that will not give you the desired score that you want in the test. If you are in a test, you are given one problem to solve, only one problem to solve. If you give inches square, you will get 100 out of 100. If you get centimeters square, you will get a gulab jamun. Yeah?
A 0?
Yeah, it is. And if you guys like gulab jamun, then that's fun. But I'm sure you don't want a gulab jamun in the examination hall. You can have it afterwards. All right. Clear? Everybody okay? Anahita? Samanvita? Now, what I'm saying is, everybody's answer should be same as mine. Not because I'm the smartest. Because I have completed this exercise. So you guys should review it. Now when you solve any problem, make sure that you get into the habit of reviewing your own work. Nobody is perfect, including me. If I would have been perfect, I would have had a lot of hair. See, I lost a lot of them, right? So nobody is perfect. All of us have some opportunity to improve. So when you do some work, don't assume that whatever you did in the first go is perfect. You always have opportunities to look at it. Let's say if I got a lot of gray hair, I have an opportunity to go and color them so that it looks better. I don't like coloring hair, that's a different thing. But what I'm saying is, everything that you do, you can do it better. And that will happen only when you review it. Yeah? Okay? Everybody okay? Not okay?
I'm okay.
Okay. I'm Biren. You are okay, I'm Biren. Bad joke? Bear with me. So, sometimes you have to listen to my stupid jokes, but that's okay. Alright. So, coming back to, we talked about area of a rectangle, area of a square. What do you mean by perimeter of any shape? What is perimeter of any shape? Does anybody know?
The distance around the shape.
Okay, distance around the shape. Anybody else?
I accidentally dropped my pencil.
It's okay, just begin silently without making noise. Guys, so much of silence is not good. What do you guys know about perimeter of any shape? Aditi, Anahita, Ashar? Yeah, Anahita, go ahead.
It's the boundary of the shape.
Boundary of the shape or the length of the boundary. Nihit. Nihit, go ahead, unmute yourself.
The formula is
I am not going there. I'm saying, tell me what do you mean by perimeter of any shape? Because I've not told you the shape itself, right? What do you mean by perimeter of a shape? Any shape. Calm down, calm down. Stay stable. Stay focused.
Okay.
Yeah, Nihit.
it's the boundary.
Length of the boundary. So basically, if I'm talking about a rectangle or a square or a circle or an angle, perimeter means the length of the boundary, meaning from here I will start, walk along the boundary, measure the distance till I go to the starting point. This is the perimeter. Same thing applies for for a square, for a circle also. Let's say this is the land you have in India. Let's say, okay, and if you have to find out the perimeter of the circle, which is circular shape, it's like the length of the wire that you would need for covering the entire boundary of the shape. Will I have the perimeter of this angle? Yes, Ashar. 100%. Will I ever have the perimeter of an angle? Anahita is thinking. Yes, tell me what is going on in your mind.
I don't know.
Mandeep, you look surprised. Tell me how do you find out the perimeter of an angle? Perimeter of an angle. Yes, Anahita.
We can't.
Say that again.
We can't.
We can't. Okay. Let's see what Riyans wants to say. Yeah, Riyans.
I think you can because it's just a open figure.
Exactly. Perimeter you find only with the closed shapes. Like I said, that this is the shape of the land you have in India. You can have a land which is circular in nature. You can have a land like this. You can have a land like this. Will you ever have a land like this, where it's open-ended? Let's say you can keep on grabbing your neighbor's land also, right? So perimeter is only found or derived in the case of a closed shape. Yeah? Aditi, does it make sense to you, beta? Aditi. Question to Aditi. I'm asking, does it make sense to you?
Yes, sir.
So, my statement was this, that you can find out the perimeter of only shapes that are closed. You cannot find out the perimeter of an open shape. Likewise, somebody says, okay, find out the perimeter of this line segment. Say, go find it yourself. If somebody like me gives you a question, say, okay, find out the perimeter of this one, say, go and find out by yourself. Because I will never ever try finding out the perimeter of anything which is not closed. Okay? Yeah? So, Nihit, Anahita, Ashar, everybody, guys, please don't keep flashing those emojis. Those flying emojis are not needed always. Okay, coming back to this one. So, now if I say that I have a rectangle, now see, I know that you guys can find out area and perimeter, okay? There's no rocket science around it. But I'm going to ask you some questions to make you think. That is my goal. If you are able to think, then the chances of you going wrong is going to be less. Okay? This is a rectangle. I'm telling you that this is a rectangle. I'm saying this is a square. Okay? And I'm asking you guys to find out the perimeter of these shapes. In case of rectangle, I'm saying this is 18 centimeter. I'm saying, okay, find out the perimeter of this shape. And then in case of square, I'm saying this is a square, this is 8 centimeter and this is 9 centimeter. You know, asking you guys to find out the perimeter of this one. And don't try solving it without thinking about it. Everybody. Samanvita, Mandeep, Ashar, Aditi, Anahita, Nihit, Rayans. Yes, Anahita.
Is the perimeter of the square 34 centimeters?
I will repeat myself. I don't want you guys to solve this problem without thinking about it. I'm giving you guys 1 minute. Let me repeat my question one more time and I'll disappear for a minute to grab my water bottle. Here I'm saying this is a rectangle and I have given this side equal to 18 centimeter and I'm asking you to find out the perimeter. Likewise, I'm saying this is a square and I'm asking you to find out the perimeter of this guy, saying this side is 8 centimeter and this side is 9 centimeter. Think about it for 2 minutes and then we'll talk. Everybody think about it. Nihit, Nikhil, everybody. Don't try solving it without thinking about the problem.
Oh.
Okay?
I'm still thinking for a moment.
Take 2 moments, 5 moments, 10 moments, but make sure that you're thinking. Okay, anybody ready with some thoughts? Yeah, sure.
For the square, I got 72 centimeters square.
I'm asking for perimeter, not the area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Naita.
I think the square is 34, but I don't know how to find the perimeter of the rectangle.
Okay, I'll let Aditi, anything going in your mind? I want everybody to think. And I can give you guys only one clue. That never be afraid of fighting with your teacher. I'm not talking about fist fight. I'm talking about an argument. Yes, Aditi.
For the first one, I think I added 34, and for the second one, I added the 36.
You added to 36?
Yeah, for the rectangle, it's 36, and for square, it's 34.
Okay. Asher?
I wanted to do the square, but I found out rectangles was 76.
76.
Yeah, for the rectangle.
Okay. Samarvita? And again, you don't have to solve it. I am more interested in figuring out what is going in your mind. I want to kind of put a hole and peep inside your brain. Yeah, Nahita.
Right now, I have no idea how to solve the rectangle one.
Okay. Mandeep, can you open the window for me to look inside your brain? Tell me what is going on in your mind. No? Rayans. Okay, let me stop fooling around. Everybody, listen to me carefully. First question to you all. Are you guys afraid of me by any chance?
No.
Do I look scary ever?
No.
Okay. So that means you guys, if you guys have to put your point of view, you can do that without any fear, right? Yeah? Everybody? Okay. Now look at what is the mess that I was creating here. Asher, stop playing with emojis, beta. Here. Look at the mess that I was creating for you guys. I said, this is a rectangle and I only gave one side. I said, okay, find out the perimeter. Rectangle has one unique property. Not one unique property. Here the properties of rectangle. The two opposite sides are same and parallel. The opposite sides are same and parallel. If I'm talking about finding out the perimeter, I'm talking about this length plus this length plus this length plus this length. And what I gave? I only gave one side. So if I'm saying this is a rectangle, you can find out, okay, this is 18 centimeter also. But who will tell you these two sides? At least one side. Without that, you cannot find out anything. Yeah? And I'm sure that was one of the biggest struggles that you guys had. Yeah? Yeah, Riyans.
If you told us the area, we could solve.
No, you cannot solve the area for this guy also. For both the problems, you cannot. Because...
No, if you gave the area.
Right. No, so I have not given that area, right? I was trying to test your conviction about the concept. Whatever you have learned, how confident or how certain you are about it, right? I gave you guys this one. The first response from you guys should have been that, sir, if you want me to find out the perimeter, I need one of the two sides as well. Because from this I can find out these two sides are same because a rectangle. But who will give me these two sides? Or one of the sides at least. Without this I cannot find it out. Sorry sir, I cannot do it. You do it yourself. That's why I was asking the first question. Are you guys scared of me? And nobody said that they are scared. If you're not scared, at least put your point of view. That is one. Now the second mess that I was creating for you guys. I said this is a square and this side is 8 centimeter, this side is 9 centimeter. What is the basic definition of a square? Every side is same. And then I just put the two sides at different sides, different length. I was goofing with you guys to check how confident are you guys about your own concepts. And I'm sorry to say, either you guys are scared or you guys don't believe in opening your mouth to put your point of view. Please don't do that. Because math has no place for assumptions. You will never ever have a square with two different sides. And the sides are different, you will never call it a square either. So whoever tried giving me the answer that okay, it will be 34 centimeter, make a, what you call, right? Solve it in a piece of paper, trash it. Not needed. Because the concept is this, you cannot have a square with different sides. So your argument to me would have been, sir, this is not a square. If you still call it a rectangle, yes, I can find out the perimeter, that this side and this side will be same. So this is 8, this is also 8, this is 9, this will be 9. Then I'll say 8 plus 8, 16, 9 plus 9, 18, 16 plus 18, 34 centimeters. But if you still agree to that this is a square with different sides, don't agree to me. Yeah? I'm not going to teach you guys for rest of my life, rest of your life, okay? I'm trying to build the base for you guys and then this will become your concept. The teachers who taught me math are no more. Okay? So, can I go back to my teacher and ask the questions? No. What I have to live with is the concept that I have learned. Yeah? Same thing applies for you guys as well. So make sure that you keep the concept strong. Yeah? Okay? So now, if I tweak this question and say, okay, fine. This is 8 centimeter now. 18 centimeter, 8 centimeter. And then in this square I am saying, only one side, only one length I am giving. This is 7 centimeter. Now you find out the perimeter. You can do it. Do it. If you can do it, then do it. Now tell me the answers. And you guys have only 2 minutes. Yes, Anahita.
It was an accident.
Okay. Yes, Rians.
Is it 27?
There's nothing.
28.
So is that Arya, you're joining 10 minutes early, beta. You can join after 10 minutes. Okay? You can listen to the conversation, that's okay. Okay. Yeah, Rians, tell me.
28.
28 what?
28 centimeters.
28 centimeters, okay. For this one, how about this one?
I didn't do that.
Okay, do it, then I'll come back to you. Okay, Anahita.
The first one is 52 centimeters and the second one is 28 centimeters.
Okay. Aditi. How are you doing it? So I said this is 8 centimeters.
Oh, I need to flip it over a bit.
Don't waste time for things that will start taking. This is 8 centimeters. So if this is a rectangle, the opposite sides will be the same. So this will also be 8 centimeters. If this, I'm saying this as a 18 centimeters. So you know that the property of rectangle, the opposite sides are same. So this will also be 18 centimeters. Now you add them together. Yep. Yes, Riyans.
The answer for number 1 is 52 centimeters.
Okay, Aditi.
Like for the rectangle, 52 centimeters. For the square, it's 28 centimeters.
Okay. Someone with Mandeep, Nihit, Asher. Yeah, sure.
For the first, so for the first one, I got 52 centimeters.
Uh-huh.
And for the second one, I got 28.
Okay. Now, a quick question to you guys. Would you ever have, Suhina, you are probably 8 minutes early for the class. So, we'll start your class in 8 minutes.
Oh my god, Bill.
Now,
Yes, I'm actually.
it's an accident, go on mute. Okay, now a question to you all. Would you have the perimeter ever in square? Like 28 centimeters square or 52 centimeters square? Would you ever have that? Today I'm not trying to teach you guys, I'm trying to make you guys think. Would you ever have the perimeter in square units? Like 100 squares, 100 centimeters square or 150 inches square? Would you ever have the perimeter in that with square units? What? It's a yes or no. There is nothing.
Yes.
Yes.
That means yes.
You are saying that okay, you can have perimeter in square centimeter. Okay, let's take that as one answer. Anybody else? Nihit. Anahita is thinking. Mandeep. Mandeep, I request you to keep your video on and please speak up whenever I ask you to, okay? Nobody is here in the class without being able to participate. Yes, Anahita.
Can you repeat the question?
I said, can I have a perimeter as, let's say, 120 square centimeter? No. Can you tell me why?
Because square centimeters is only for area, not for perimeter.
Okay, let me break it down for you guys. If, let's say, what is the definition of area and perimeter? When you say area, you are saying length times width. You are multiplying something with something. You are multiplying number with a number, unit with a unit. That is when you get a square. When you talk about perimeter, what you're doing, you're saying perimeter is nothing but the length of the boundary of the shape. Meaning if you start from here, let's say this was 10, this was 15. So 10 centimeter plus 15 centimeter, 25 centimeter. Let's say this was also 10. Let's say this is not square, okay? I'm just making it up. If this is a rectangle, 10 centimeter plus 15 centimeter plus 10 centimeter plus 15 centimeter. 10 plus 15, 25 centimeter plus 10, 35 centimeter plus 15, 50 centimeters. There's nothing called square. How do you get a square? When you multiply one side with another side. When you multiply this length into width. When you're adding length, there's no way you can get a square. Yeah? Is that an okay understanding for everybody?
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk about perimeter, you are only talking about the length of the boundary, and length is never in square. Area is in square. So when you're trying to find out the area, that is when you get the square. So today again we talked about area of a rectangle, area of a square, perimeter of a rectangle, perimeter of a square. I'll just give you guys one clue and then let you guys go. If I have a rectangle, if I join the opposite two corners, what did I make? I made two triangles and they look to be of same size. So if I know the area of the rectangle, let's say this is length and this is width. If the area of the rectangle was length times width, if I have to find out the area of this triangle, this will be half of it. And hence, area of a triangle becomes half into this into this. In case of a triangle, we don't call it length and width. We call it base and height. So it becomes base into height. This is just a formula we are kind of relating based on how do we see it optically. And we'll use this formula for calculating it. When you guys grow up a little bit more, I will also explain you guys how this formula was derived. Okay? I'm not trying to teach you guys now how this formula is derived because that will become little too much to deal with. Okay? At your age level. So with that being said, I'll let you guys go and talk to you guys next Saturday. Alright? Come on, Ajay. You guys are done.